one of the most prominent ways that the bad guys are getting into systems or getting access to data or holding people for ransom or whatever it might be really is a man-in-the-middle phishing attack. It's the most common one that we've seen. A phishing attack is typically a spoof or a fake email that is then phishing for your information or your credentials or something, right? Email is inherently insecure. Anybody can pretend to be anybody, and so a spoof is very common. You know, hey, I'm the president of the United States. You could send an email as such and it would appear as though you are, right? So very commonly, people are spoofing and being phished for their information, right? And a man-in-the-middle attack is a little bit more sophisticated, right? What can happen is if inadvertently somebody has their mailbox breached, right? They were phished, they gave away their credentials, not maliciously, they just didn't know, right? It said, click here, you need to reset your password. Click here, you need to log in. Click here, you need to do this, and they go and do that. They've then given access and their credentials for their mailbox to the bad guys. Now, the bad guys will typically hide out and wait. They may do things like forward all of your messages to their Gmail account. They may do things like delete your entire mailbox. They may do things like lock your mailbox and hold it for ransom so that they can get a little bit of money. But more commonly, they're hiding and they're waiting and they're watching. And what they'll do is during normal course of business and normal transactions and normal email back and forth, they'll wait for an opportunity that involves money. And now you have an email thread that's going back and forth between client and vendor, and everything looks normal. Hey, Susie, we're sending you off this invoice for that job we did. It's $1,000, and here's our invoice, right? Now the bad guys will kick into action, right? Because they have a monetary opportunity to siphon or get that $1,000, and what they'll do, they'll change the dynamics, right? Hey, we just updated our ACH. This is the banking information that you're going to need. Or, hey, we'd really like this wire transfer. You guys are past due on this account. We need this money immediately, right? And so again, everything looks normal in the normal course of business. Now you may see, different nuances, maybe a spelling error. It is definitely weird that they've changed the banking information and things like that. Whenever money is involved, pick up the phone and verify it. Do not solely rely on email because it is one of the most common ways that these bad things are happening. The email might look correct, right? It might be from a vendor or a corporation that you know and that you do business with, but always look at the links, right? Hover over the link and look for weird spelling. It's not chase.com, it's chasecombank.com or something weird. And those are these phishing emails, right? You've really got to watch your links. And just don't trust them, right? If you get an email from a vendor or a corporation that you do business with, fine. Don't click the link. Pull up the website properly. Type it in yourself. Log into your account as you normally would and look for the error or the issue at hand or whatever they're warning you of. But be diligent in reading that email and watching, hover over those links and pay attention for little anomalies that will lead you to understand that that's a phishing email. And so, should somebody not pay attention or not verify, not double check, not pick up the phone, they could potentially wire transfer off that 1,000, maybe 10,000. Maybe it's a 6-figure deal, and that could be very normal for that business, right? And, wire transfer, if that happens, that money is gone, and there's nothing that can be done about it. And again, it looks very normal. It looks like normal course of business, but you've got to double check because any one of our customers, our vendors, anybody that we interface with could have had their mailbox hacked, broken into, or they gave away their credentials and we just don't know. So it's super important when money is involved to get on the phone and kind of do a checks and balances and really verify those transactions, those details, that banking information. This was hugely prominent in real estate transactions with title companies and realtors and the banks thereby involved, but we see it all the time, even in, again, normal course of business, whether it's in manufacturing or any other industry.